My name is Mike. I work at Club Sport. I'm not going to say a whole lot of things that haven't been said because he was an amazing individual. I've known him for many years, more casually. But me being a physical therapist, him being a massage therapist, I hate that he made me step up my game. He made me become a better person. He taught me techniques, he taught me empathy, he taught me so much. He was one of those guys that at the end of the day I'd always see him at the club. I was getting off of work, he was hanging out with Rachel, and I was asking him if he had work to do, and he obviously didn't. But always had a smile on his face. An amazing, amazing, amazing individual. There will never be anybody that even comes close that has a caring heart, that has so much empathy, and will greatly, greatly be missed.
Hi, I'm Danny, and he worked with my mom. Every time I see him, I'd always go right up to him. He'd lit the room, no matter where he was. No matter if he was across the country, you saw a post on Facebook, he'd always light up your face. I played football with his son about 3 years ago for the Falcons. And he was the coach that everybody always wanted to hang out with. I remember one time we were doing warm-ups, and he came a little late, and he said, no, you're doing it all wrong. And he showed us a better way to do it, and it really helped us a little more. He was a great man. I may not have known him for as long as many of you, but I still miss him, you know. I'd go to Club Sport with my dad. I'd see him there with Jaden, and we talked for a couple of minutes and go on our way. I remember my mom had some back issues, or muscle a while back, and she came home one day and said, I feel a lot better after Joselito worked on me for a while. And, you know, he was a great man all around, you know.
Hi, my name is Glenda, and I'm Joselito's older sister. Just wanted to let you know that I was lucky enough to have had Joselito for the 48 years of his life. He was our superstar. Any family event we were at, as soon as Joselito walked in, everybody clamored to him. He was just so warm, so loving. Everybody loved him. They respected him with anything he had to say. And I tell you now, although he grew up in Daly City, each time he would come to visit, he would start saying boo, you know, because it was cold. But you guys in Pleasanton made him feel at home. You made him, this is his family. This was his family in the last 20 years of his life. You guys every day were lucky to have spent the day with him. We only saw him during family gatherings, and sometimes he couldn't make it because he was coaching. But he spent all his extra time with the kids and with the community and with everybody he worked with. So you guys were lucky because you had him every day. I just wanted to say that with the three sisters, as you know, he learned a few things from us. He learned how to have good hair because he always had good hair. He wouldn't leave the house without his products. And also his love of shopping. Joselito loved to shop, if you knew if you knew him. But in each sister, he left something. With Gina, he left his dazzling smile and his height. That's Gina over there, everybody. With Grace, he left his sense of humor. The two of them would laugh all the time. I mean, every family get together, they would just be laughing away. And for me, he left me the serious side of Joselito, the warrior. So, and I want to say to my mom that she told me that Joselito was the best son she ever had. And that is her only son. And she's healing, and please just pray for her to give her strength to move on, because Joselito is irreplaceable. If you had seen him, every time he walked in and my mom was sitting there, my mom would have, I can't describe you the feeling, the look on her face, because she truly loved him and he truly loved her. So I thank you for taking care of my brother for the last 20 years. And I just want to say, if we'll watch over his kids, and thank you.
Show of hands. Show of hands if you think you're a good person. Everybody should raise their hand, because hopefully, I don't think he would have surrounded himself by people who weren't good. Okay, go ahead, put them down. Now raise your hands up really high if in any way you think Joselito made you a better person. Because I can tell you, in comparison, when you stand from one spot and you look at Joselito and you say, he gave his time to the community, his family, his friends, to his patients, to just anybody. He just gave. And when you were with him, you didn't know what was going on behind him, because he gave 100% to whoever he was with. He was in the moment. Okay, I'm gonna make you guys raise your hands again. Okay. Who all here knows what pay it forward is? When someone leaves us, that body's not there to pay it forward anymore, right? When we think about, we've all shared stories about that absence, that miss, that part of the guy in the community who's not going to be there coaching those kids, who, there's going to be that player there who's just going to be standing there and is probably throwing the ball wrong. He's not running fast enough. Or the parent who is doing this every once in a while, or just looks like they're struggling a little. A coworker who you can tell's probably had a rough day. And those are just the people in front of us. And then there's a larger spectrum of people who are going to miss out on that person who could have seen the bigger picture of helping, of what it meant to give to the community, and not want a thanks for it, not want something for it. When we were at one of the service, it was really great, because one of the sermons had said, share a story about how you met Joselito, and they were all really, really great stories. I'd like for you guys to take a moment to think of, in memory of Joselito, how are you guys going to pay it forward? Because if this amazing man isn't there to do it, who's going to? Who's going to step up to that plate and give their 100%, their 110%, and not want for another thank you, not want for a, good job, coach, but just do it because it's in their heart. When that kind of light goes away, it's still, the energy's still out there. So I don't mean to be preachy, but there is that energy still there. We can harness that energy, all of us, and do something better than just going through life in motion. It doesn't matter what's behind us, because hopefully there's enough people who are with us, who care about us, who will help lift us when we fall back, but just keep pushing us forward. So we can harness that energy to pay it forward, because it was such an amazing light, such an amazing energy, and such an amazing power, that it's going to take a whole field of us all getting together and doing whatever we can to pay it forward. Pub Sport Pleasanton, and I know Rachel and the kids are planning to do this every year, to make this an annual event. I know our softball game was questionable because 102-degree weather, because I think honestly all of us were saying, just please be good weather, please be good weather. Well, when that much prayer goes into good weather, you guys should have been specific and said a temperature and some wind degrees, because they were all heard, and we got really hot weather. So next year, around this time, when you guys are thinking about this annual event in memory of this celebration of life of Joselito, put in some temperature and wind control in there, and I'm sure it'll happen, because it, you know. But I'd like for next year, when we come back to this same exact spot, I'd like for people to be able to share memories of stories of how they still carried his memory into the next year. How you take from this moment and you give back to the next moment. And that you keep his memory living, not just because you miss him or because you see the impact he made, but because when you tell a story about a friend who's gone, they're never really gone. And it shouldn't just end because we can't see him, because if his energy is always here, he's always with us. So pay it forward. Pay it forward in memory of Joselito. Not just what you're doing right now, like where you're volunteering and you're doing great stuff, because that's commendable and that's great. Do a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Okay, so now that I'm done doing the whole sermon part, I'm going to take a moment to talk about my bestie and her two beautiful kids. And I said I wasn't because I was going to do this, but since I'm already doing this, I'll just keep going. I've known Joselito for a while, and he'd confide in me, and you knew what you were going to get when you come to me, because I never ever tell you what you want to hear. I tell you a lot of stuff, probably not what you want to hear, but I always liked hearing my side of whatever it is. And he would talk about Rachel and the kids and his kids, and when he said my kids, he meant all five. It wasn't ever like, you could tell when that tide changed and they meshed, and he just said our kids, and I got it, I knew it, I understood it, and it was just amazing. It was amazing to see this whole new path that he was going down, and it was amazing to see my best friend's path that she's going down. I'm running out of what I really want to say, so I love you guys, and I'm so grateful for him for what he gave to you guys. In it, you got to see how a man is. Not a man like any other. Something you aspire towards and hope for. And in your journey, you'll meet many men and many not nice people. But I hope in the same way that I said, and to pay it forward to everybody else, that you look for a pay it forward type of person. Okay, now that I'm done talking, because I need to go find the child that went down in the lake. That's a lake, by the way. Hey, to her it's a lake. The barbecue should be almost done. One of them was an achiever, and the other person was... Oh, it's done. So if I stop talking, you guys get to go eat. So if I start doing a dance and talking, you're not going to get to. Again, thank you everybody for sharing your beautiful stories and for coming. Please, on the Facebook, if you do something fabulous, I'm sure you guys all will, share it. Let the whole world hear what you're doing great in memory of Joselito and paying it forward for him, for his family. Thank you, and I'll see you guys all again next year, hopefully sooner, but for sure somewhere within this vicinity next year with the softball game. Okay, everybody go eat!